Hey, welcome to the Desert Life. I am Renee, the realtor, here to deliver your weekly housing market update for the Phoenix area. Now, before we get into our numbers this week, I want to talk briefly about foreclosures. Now that relief programs are coming to an end, we are seeing an increase of foreclosures. CNBC reported that foreclosures are up 32% since second quarter, and they're up 67% year over year. Now, if you think about it, this makes sense, right? We had more homeowners in these relief programs last year, and now that these relief programs are coming to an end, we have less homeowners in these programs, and we're seeing an increase of foreclosure activity. However, the number of foreclosures are still historically low. September foreclosures were 70% lower than they were pre-pandemic, and the total number of foreclosures were 60% lower than just a year ago. Now, if we look at just Maricopa County, just 5 years ago in 2016, the number of trustee sales were 550. When we compare that number to September of this year, the number of trustee sales were 109. So we do see that they have decreased and that the number of trustee sales are still low. Now, the projection is that foreclosure activity will remain low due to loan modifications and the high level of equity that homeowners have in their property. Look, it's still a seller's market, and sellers have, or I should say homeowners have, more options. So they're more than likely going to sell to walk away with their equity before going into foreclosures. With this pandemic, or I should say during this pandemic, we have been seeing a lot of bidding wars with homes that are on the market, which has caused homes to sell over listing price. What does this do? This in turn leads to more equity for the home owner. Now, just to give you some numbers, as of October 14th, 47% of the homes closed over list price. And if these homes were priced between $300,000 and $400,000, 58.7% of those homes closed over list price. And this just means more equity for homeowners. Now, another thing that we want to consider is appreciation. The annual appreciation for a single family home in Phoenix as of October 10th was 23.7%, which means more equity for homeowners. So I'm saying all this to say that homeowners have more options, and they're more than likely, because it's still a seller's market, they're more than likely to walk away, or I should say sell and walk away with their equity before going into foreclosure. So let's take a look at our numbers for this week. We're going to start off with our monthly median sales price for the greater Phoenix area and all dwellings. That number is $415,000. It actually remains unchanged from last week. So we don't see any increase or any decrease with the median sales price for the greater Phoenix area for all dwellings. Now, when we look at for the median sales price for single family homes only, as of October 14th, $437,000. And then just last week, it was $434,950. So we do see a slight increase there. Again, this is for single family homes in the greater Phoenix area. Now, the West Valley city that I want to take a look at this week is Avondale. As of October 14th, the monthly median sales in Avondale for all dwellings was $395,000. This is actually the same median sales price for single family homes only. Okay. When we compare that number to September, it was $398,750. That was all dwellings. So we do see a slight decrease there for the monthly median sales price for Avondale. Okay. All right. So our active listings as of October 15th, active listings, this number includes homes that are under contract, not closed, but under contract. So the number of active listings was 12,140. This is up 5.8% just from last month. This is good for buyers. Again, another indication, which I've been talking about for the last few weeks, is that the market is cooling down. So good for buyers. We're seeing more active listings on the market for buyers, which is good. All right, so let's take a look at our Crawford market index. This just gives us a balance in the market. If it's a seller's market, or I should say more favorable for sellers or more favorable for buyers. So as of October 11th, the Crawford Market Index was 347.5. Again, if this number is greater than 100, then it is a seller's market. Now, I want to just compare the Crawford Market Index to September 15th of this year. And it was 347.6. So really almost the same there, okay? So still over 100, so it's still favorable for sellers. All right, so then now I want to look at our demand index and supply index. Now, last week we looked at Phoenix. As a matter of fact, the past few weeks we looked at the supply index, demand index for Phoenix. This week I just want to look at Avondale. So our demand index for Avondale is 95.7. If the demand index is around 100, that means demand is as normal as possible. However, when we look at the supply index, which is 19.7, well below 100, so that means we have less supply than normal. So supply is still not keeping up with demand, which is leading to a seller's market, okay? So as always, if there's a city in the greater Phoenix area that you're interested in and you would like to know what those numbers look like, please drop a comment below and I'll be happy to provide that information in my next report. I'm Renee the Realtor. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.